Hi everyone, hi. I'm in the kitchen today. Now, on Sunday, the day after tomorrow, I am going to my local hospital for a colonoscopy. Now, my doctor asked me a little while ago to do a stool sample, which I did. And when it came back from the lab, it said that there was some blood in the stool sample. And I'd also had a few symptoms going on, like constipation and a few unpleasant things. So they've decided to send me to have a colonoscopy, which is a very good thing to have done because it doesn't just have to, indicate that there could be possible colon or bowel cancer. It's a thing that I know they do recommend for people that are getting on a little bit. I'm 60, so I'm at an age where you should have a checkup anyway. But because I've had those symptoms and there was some blood in my stool, I have to go through the procedure. Is to check for bowel cancer or colon cancer or other cancers. So it's got to be done. Now, I was given a diet to follow. It's a very strict diet that you have to follow for 5 days. So for 3 and a bit days, you eat a very low fibre diet, which basically means, I realise, that anything that's white or beige is what you eat. So it looks bland, but it doesn't have to be too bland to the taste, if you're careful. So, but it's all things I like. Most of us like. I mean, I love pasta. So you are allowed white pasta, obviously not brown. You are allowed white rice, not wild or whole grain or brown rice. You are allowed soups, like tomato soup, as long as it's clear or pulped or sieved. And there are lots, you don't have to make it yourself. I mean, I like to, but there are so many wonderful cartons and tins of fantastic products out there that you can get, so it's pretty easy. With my pasta, yesterday I did it with a little bit of cheese sauce because yes, you're allowed cheese, you're allowed some dairy, and I love cheese. Now, I've been vegetarian for over 50 years, and I would be vegan if it wasn't for cheese. I like vegan cheese, but I do like a little bit of dairy cheese. So I don't mind because it means I could have a snack of a couple of crackers and a bit of cheese. They're allowed. My soups I've enjoyed. I like a tomato soup. I've made myself some clear soups because they really recommend clear soups. So I'm going to be doing that tonight. I'm going to be making a nice clear soup. It's going to be a vegetable soup because I'm a veggie, but I'm going to cook the vegetables and then I'm going to make a stock from the juice from the vegetables, and then I'm going to flavour it and make a clear soup. I know that might sound a bit boring because you're not allowed vegetables because they're high fibre. You can get away with having a couple of tiny vegetables, but you have to make sure they're very, very well cooked. They're very soft and obviously absolutely no skin. Same with any fruit. You can't really have any fruit, again, high fibre. So, but you can get away with a couple of vegetables. But with my clear soup tonight, I'm going to be having some lovely Japanese noodles, which I found are delicious. So I'm going to be having some noodle soup. Now, I love potatoes. So thank goodness you're allowed potatoes on this diet, but you're not allowed the skin. They've got to be plain boiled or mashed. You can't have a bowl of chips. No, it's not good for you. So, fine. Plain boiled or mashed. Now, I love mashed potato. If you're not a veggie like me, you can enjoy with your mashed potato some plain chicken or some plain fish. If you have some plain chicken, obviously no red meats at all, you can have a nice dollop of gravy, and who doesn't love a big dollop of gravy with their mashed potato? I do. So that's pretty good. And yesterday I had a nice bowl of pasta. I sieved some tomatoes, and I made myself a little tomato sauce, and just grated a little bit of cheese on top, and it was delicious. You're allowed peanut butter. Oh, thank goodness, because I love my peanut butter. Normally I buy crunchy, but you are allowed smooth. You can't have too much, just a little bit, but you're allowed smooth. You're not allowed any crunchy bits. So that's fine. So a little bit of peanut butter on toast was good for me. This morning for breakfast I had toasted muffins. Love them, they're delicious. You can, if you eat eggs, which I don't, but if you do, you can have a lovely little poached egg on top, make it a really beautiful, delicious breakfast. So you're allowed bread, but it's got to be white bread. You're not allowed anything with nuts or seeds, which is a shame because I love those big farmhouse crusty loaves with all the seeds and the good bits, and I love brown bread, but not allowed that. So you can have white rice, not wild rice, not brown rice, but white rice. But we all love white rice, most of us anyway. So I don't eat chicken, fish, so I've been having tofu. Yes, you have to cook it, fry it well. I use one of those sprays, and I don't put any oil in, I just use a spray in the pan, and then I can cook this and flavour it, and I have that with noodles and bits and pieces, really nice. So you're allowed yogurts. I like yogurts, so I've been having a coconut yogurt for breakfast or as a little snack, absolutely delicious. You're allowed cottage cheese. This is really good for you and low in fibre. So now normally I would have cottage cheese with a great big baked potato with a gorgeous crispy skin, dripping with butter, lots of salt, lots of pepper, cottage cheese and a big salad. But I'm not allowed that this week. So I've just been having a little bit of cottage cheese and a little bit of toast, and it's been fine, it's been okay. So you're allowed milk because you're allowed dairy. So I'm veggie, so I have a plant-based milk, which means you can still enjoy your teas, your coffees. I can't live without coffee. I couldn't imagine not having a cup of coffee in the morning. So it doesn't have to be ground or beans. You can have your regular instant cup of coffee. Teas, I like my teas. Sometimes I like a good old builder's cup of tea, but I also enjoy the green teas, and I particularly like this little ginseng green tea, which makes you feel good. So I have one of these in the evening before bedtime, because obviously you're not drinking any alcohol, not if you've got any cancer scares going on, but teas are really good for that. So there we are. So this is a diet that I started 2 days ago. So today is my 3rd day. So for 3 days I'm eating low fibre. Tomorrow, the 4th day, I'm allowed a little bit of breakfast. Okay, a tiny bit of breakfast. But preferably you should just be having clear fluids, like a clear soup. And then after that, you're not allowed to eat 24 hours before the procedure. Obviously you can have liquids. So, I'll still be drinking my teas, my coffees, lots of water. We all know that drinking lots of water is good for us. But the other drink that you have to have, which is a special prep medicine they give you, you have to drink normally 2 lots of special prep medicine, which it's like a watery mixture. You have a couple of litres of it, but because I've had some constipation going on, they want me to drink 3 lots the day before. Now everybody says it doesn't taste so good, it's not the best, and you just gotta get it down you somehow. You just gotta drink it, you just gotta deal with it. So I have to take 3 of those tomorrow, one at 7 a.m, one at 1 p.m, and one at 6 p.m, the day before my procedure. So I'm going to do a video tomorrow morning at 7 a.m when I have to do my first big glass of yucky tasting pre-prep medicine, and I'll try and describe to you exactly what it tastes like, because it's a new experience for me. And then on the actual day of the procedure, my procedure is going to be at 10:20 in the morning, so I will only be drinking water that day before I go in and have the procedure done. Now, they do sedate you. I'm going to be given gas and air, but you can be given a stronger sedation. It's a conscious sedation, so you can stay awake and you're a bit sleepy, a bit drowsy, but you'll be talking to your doctors. I'm going to start off with the gas and air, see how I get on. If you do have the sedative on the day, then obviously you're driven home by somebody else with gas and air too. But with the sedative, you have to have somebody stay with you for 12 hours after the procedure to make sure that you're okay. So, say during the procedure, they put the camera up the bottom and they push it all the way through the colon. They start by going up the left-hand side and then go across and down the right-hand side, and that's got a little camera attached, and then they slowly pull it back through again. And that way, with the camera and the little light attached, they can see if there are any little tumours, any anomalies, any odd little lumps that they call polyps, and if they are of any sort of concern or of a larger size, then they can very gently remove those little lumps, little polyps at the same time. And they will talk you through and they will tell you what they're doing while they do the procedure and whether they have had to remove anything. And any little of those lumps are obviously sent off to the lab, so for a biopsy, and hopefully the results come back okay. So that's what's going on tomorrow. And the only other thing that they have warned me about is that they do pump you full of some air before they pop the camera up, because obviously they've got to open up the colon, they've got to get a clear view. It's a long tube that they push through. It's probably a little bit less than the circumference of your little pinky here. It's about 2 centimetres diameter, I believe, but because of that they have to pump some air in. So when they finish the procedure, the nurses gently sort of press down on your tummy to try and release some of that air, and then you sit in recovery for half an hour, and then they check on you. In that recovery time, obviously, my friend Lou, that's going to pick me up from the hospital on Sunday, I have warned her that because of that release of air, that's when the farting starts. So I'm afraid she's been pre-warned that I might be farting rather a lot on the way home, but the doctors are used to that. They even say that sometimes during the procedure you may feel like, or you may actually need to go to the loo, but they are so used to it. They're not embarrassed. They're wonderful people. They do this procedure all the time, so you just can't be embarrassed. You've got to throw that all out the window. So hopefully that's a little bit of help and a few tips for anybody that is facing a colonoscopy like myself. And I'm going to creep away, wave goodbye now, and I'm going to see you at 7 o'clock in the morning when I video myself taking the dreaded preparation mixture. Bye for now.